Yeah, obviously, huge win for us. I think it's a seventh. It's a seventh. Road neutral win, and I thought we responded great. We knew they were going to start quick, and they really punched us in the mouth. But we were able to stabilize, and just so so impressed by what Isaiah. Isaiah was obviously MVP of the game. With just making things so hard for Mamu, making him earn those numbers, and then obviously, 17 and 10 with that defense. Our front court, obviously, Adama was phenomenal for a freshman in this spot to show up like that. And then RJ, obviously, his second half was made some really, really key shots, and and on a night where Book probably wasn't his sharpest, he still gives you 16, and then our defensive rebounding, did the rest.
Wayne?
And Dan, the Bigs, of course, played well, but talk about how they kept Seton Hall off the free throw line for at least the first 35 minutes of the game.
Yeah, we did, everything but, tape the guys' hands to their hips in practice. It was a major point of emphasis coming out of our first game versus them, where we put Mamu on the line 12 times, and then coming out of the Marquette game where we were fouling the heck out of everybody. So just better discipline.
And what did change after those first 5 minutes? Adama was the only guy that could score a field goal, but after that slow start, you kind of got your sea legs and took the lead at the halftime buzzer.
Yeah, listen, we told, similar to the Villanova game, this is going to be a hard road test. And we needed to learn our lessons from that game, and to not, to kind of, be able to stay steady through the runs that they make and don't get discouraged. And they jumped us. We knew they were going to come out fast, though, in a game that was obviously, critical for them.
And I thought it was significant that James was kept in check for some of the game. They got in some foul trouble. But other guys stepped up, though, to fill his scoring void.
Again, the blessing in disguise of James, James's injury, showed up again. I think, just our ability to get Adama the minutes, and for RJ to have to do more and find his rhythm. And then obviously, Andre, just these other guys, just they were able to kind of grow their confidence, while he was out, and now it paid dividends.
Jeff Jacobs?
Again, I know Adam had one of those kind of games that shows you how good he's going to be, but could you just talk some about Isaiah Whaley? It almost seems like he went from a guy that you didn't have a whole lot of trust in to a guy that looked like he was breaking out like crazy last year, and then going against all these tough Big East guys, can be humbling on some nights. And then you see him ending his senior year. It's just such a strong performance on both sides of the courts. And I could just kind of talk about what's kind of got through your head just about Isaiah Whaley.
Yeah, he improved a lot. His first year was tough. He wasn't ready to play, in our first year, but he had a great summer, and he started getting minutes his junior year, and he just kept improving, and he changed his body, and he just, players decide minutes. I don't decide minutes. I don't know when his breakout performance was last year. I think it was against
Temple.
Well, no, I think it was against Houston. It was against Houston.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah. We had that big game against Temple, though, too.
Yeah. But even earlier in the year,
Yeah.
Even Florida at home, he showed signs in that game. But his breakthrough performance was really at Houston last year, where off the bench he gave us some great minutes. That's when he started to grow his role. And then as he's continued to play, keep getting better and better, he's become invaluable. But I don't decide the minutes. These guys do. But if you play really well, then you stay in.
Tom?
Dan, I know there's a tremendous amount of excitement, on your part, on everyone's part around UConn when you landed Adama last May. And of course, a lot of people at that point thought he might be going to Seton Hall. When did you kind of feel that he could make this type of impact this soon at UConn? When did you see those signs?
Well, I mean, early on, obviously we didn't see a lot until September because we weren't allowed to do anything live. So, but when we watched a couple live practices, and Josh Carlton's a really good player. He's like a starting caliber, center in Division I quality guy, and he won that battle. And if you could, beating out a 2-year starter as a freshman, you're a special guy. And just his hands, his touch, the way he goes about his business. I mean, that guy's gonna be a champion. Special player.
Dave?
Yeah, well, I believe you clinched third place tonight. What does that mean for the programs, from where you were a couple of years ago to finish third in this league? And does this win, erase any further questions about your resume or whatever? I mean, it seemed pretty obvious going in anyway, but just kind of clinch things more or less.
Hey, listen, I don't mind the bubble. The bubble doesn't bother me. I mean, if we're still on the bubble, then I don't even want to talk about that. But for me, it's more, we even talked about it as a staff. I mean, it was like looking where we were, that April, that March, April that we came in, and, being, I think, a 179 or a 180 Ken Palm, and you look at the different programs that we were sandwiched between, taking over the job, and now in year 3, going up in weight, and having a chance to go, potentially I think 11-6, if we win on Saturday, and obviously having us back in the NCAA tournament. I mean, we recruited the right guys, we've developed them, we've built a culture. The players that we've inherited have helped us build that culture, and it's just it's program building. This is what Dave hired me to do, and I hired my staff to do, and we recruited and developed these players to do.
Gavin?
Dan, how much has your team's confidence grown in the last couple of weeks?
I think we always had confidence. I mean, we went through, obviously a tough stretch, with James and Andre out. Andre out has been such an underrated part of why we weren't exactly where we thought we'd be. So we had those 2 guys out that killed us, but we feel really good. I mean, we're going to get over this one quickly, though. And we're going to get locked in on Georgetown because those guys are playing great. We want to be going into the Big East tournament, on a run.
Sean? Sean, go ahead.
You guys go on that 8-0 run to end the first half. You hold them scoreless for the final 4 minutes. What are you doing at halftime? What are the players doing at halftime to kind of not lose any of that momentum you had built over the previous 4 minutes before the half hits?
Yeah, I mean, we were able to just kind of find ourselves there, and we obviously we felt like we took their their best punch to start the game, and that they made another run, I think, to get it to maybe 6 or 7, but that we were in a good position in terms of being up 1 at halftime after that start. So we had a lot of confidence. We just knew that we had to do a great job on Mamu, Kale, and Roden, and we had to rebound the ball. and we had to take care of it. And I didn't love what we did offensively today, but we'll take a hard-fought win.
And just down the second, take the double-digit lead halfway through the second half, and they keep chipping away, but you keep having something to answer back. Just talk about the team's ability to not just get the lead, but hold on to it for those final 5-10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, this just for us, it goes back to last year, late in the year. That's when things changed for us in terms of the winning mentality. So there were, in the huddles and the guys in terms of their expressions and the way they were connected on the court. No one was rattled by what was happening. We knew they would make some shots, and we just had to answer.
One more, Ken Davis.
Dan, you were starting to build this momentum last year at this time, and then everything came to its halt. These guys have not been in this position before. You have, obviously, the program has in the past at UConn. In this next week leading up to the Big East tournament, do you have to say certain things to them to talk about what this is going to be like?
I mean, besides the hammering home the point over the next couple days, not becoming complacent going into the Georgetown home game, because we know how well those guys are playing. And, and then obviously as we head to, tournament time, obviously, the stakes are raised and, people are literally, playing for their lives, or for their careers. Older players are down to the point where they're playing their last conference games or overall, once you get to the NCAA tournament, their last game, period. So, just the urgency, and that's pretty much it. These guys, we practice hard, we prepare well. We're just going to stick to the script.
Okay, we'll take one more, Bill.
Hey, Dan, you played 8 games in a row now. Do you finally feel like this is a season and you kind of gotten into a good flow now? I mean, as opposed to all the stoppages before. I mean, now you're really experiencing what a season's like? Yeah,
I mean, at different points, those stoppages, hurt us. I think they hurt us in the Creighton game, where we couldn't close that one out. I think it's disrupted us. And most teams that have dealt with those stoppages, have struggled at times. Xavier, Texas, people that have been hurt. But we're gonna lock our guys in their rooms and make sure that we stay clean here, because this is certainly the part of the year where you do not want to pop a positive.